Good evening, everyone. My name is Joe Lara. I will be one of the facilitators of this orientation. There will be two of us. I am currently here in Abu Dhabi. A partner in London. It's apparently 2 o'clock there. He's just getting. His name is Angus. He'll be joining us in a bit. He's just trying to get a better connection, but I want to give you a picture of what you are going to expect. This is an initiative of a partnership between Global Torch Institute, and Duty Care. This is a direct hiring going to the UK. Earlier, we were doing like to see the map where exactly we're working, but it will be in. All right, I'll show you the map here. Can you see the map? In this area, Bournemouth. So this is London, and that will be 2 hours away from London. So this is your area below London, just like Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So that distance. So you have a picture of what you're going to expect. Also, your job there would be a home care manager. So our name is Duty Care. On your, if you're using your laptop or if you're using your phone, take note of this website.
I'm using my phone.
Okay, I'll put it in the comments.
I'm using my phone also.
Yes. Initially, the application was from the Philippines. So the details there are in the context for like employment to Philippines. But now we're just trying to update it. You can do you can go over the website. I'll give you a go over, a run over of the application. For non-UK resident recruitment, I saw that in the recruitment. This is the website you can see on your screen. Can you see it? So I would click Duty Care for UK resident. So apparently the first thing that they would put there, take note of this. Maybe if you have another phone of you or you have a pen and paper with you. You could earn up to 100,000 pesos a month. So that's like 6,600 dirhams. That's the salary for a month. Would you like to come and live and work in the UK for 2 to 4 years? The first contract would be 2 years, but you can extend that to 4 years. We look after older adults within their home. So you will be staying in their homes. You will earn 6,600 dirhams. Accommodation and food is included. You will receive continuous training. That's true. And then you will get a fully trained caregiver when you return home. Later on, Angus will discuss that. This is your job description. Listen carefully, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Live-in home care refers to a type of caregiving service provided to individuals who require assistance with activities on daily living. ADL, activities of daily living and other non-medical needs within the comfort of their own home. In this arrangement, a caregiver typically resides in the client's home on a full-time basis, often on a rotational schedule. So you will live with your client. All right, on the comments, please type your email address. Please type your email address on the comments because we will be sending you the minutes of this meeting, at the same time, additional details on your application. Type in your email. Here, I got Halima, I got Aisha Ramos. All right, keep on doing that. Send your email. Check your emails after this. Within tonight, you will be receiving the details, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Also, it says here, a live-in carer opts out of the hour rate of wage and receives a salary equivalent to 40 hours a week for above live-in care service. You will stay in the house of your client, say a month, and then you have 1 day off in a week. So your duty hours, listen carefully, your duty
Yes, sir.
hours ideally would be 14 hours. 10 hours, of course, you need to sleep. And then within the 14 hours, you have 2-hour break.
Okay, sir.
The caregiver
Okay,
will
sir.
not be asked for any accommodation fee. Yeah, that's true. Because you will live in the house of your clients.
Mm-hmm.
And you will receive 3 meals a day free of charge. So that means that you don't have to pay for your accommodation because you will live with them and you will have to, and you will get a meal. Key characteristics of live-in home care includes 24/7 presence. The caregiver is available around the clock to provide assistance and support as needed. Yeah, but of course, during your sleeping time, ideally, you rest that time. But in case of some situations that you might be needed, you can go and help your client. Personalized care. Care plans are tailored to the specific needs and preference of the client, which may include assistance with bathing. Anyone would remember your bed bathing
Yes.
during your
Yes, sir.
classes?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Sir.
Also, you would be doing your dressing. You have to, of course, dress them properly. Meal
Yeah.
preparation, medication reminders in the UK that will be given. You will have an idea of what your patient needs. Of course,
Needs.
that will be within the first few days when you move to your client. Light housekeeping, it's light housekeeping. Remember this. It's important that you bear in mind that you have to keep a good hygiene with your patient at the same time your place of work. The room of the patient should be clean. Companionship and other daily tasks. Different patients would have different needs when it comes to their care. So they would require you. Respect for home environment. Services are provided in the client's own home, allowing them to maintain an independence and remain in familiar and comfortable environment. Companionship. What is this? Companionship, people would ask. Companionship, in addition to assisting with physical tasks, live-in caregivers often provide emotional and social support, reducing feelings of loneliness and
Or
isolation.
isolation.
How are you gonna do that, Iris? How are you gonna do your companionship? The patient would ask, Irish, can you walk me to the beach? Probably you could do that. I'll show you earlier. We were trying to have a street view of this place. Okay, layers, transit, terrain, street view. street view of Bournemouth. I'll show you something. Ideally, so this is where you're gonna stay. This is in Bournemouth. And then let's do a street view. This is the place. This is where you're gonna work. Let's see, where's that street view? In Google Maps. This is how it's gonna look like. Please comment down in the comment section, put your email address. It's not allowing me. Let's go back to the website. I'll show you that later. So these are your tasks. Safety and supervision for individuals with mobility issues or health concern. Having a live-in caregiver can enhance safety and ensure prompt assistance in case of emergency. So that will be part of your task, okay? Live-in care home is often chosen as an alternative to moving in an assisted living facility or nursing home, allowing individuals to age in place while receiving the care and support they require. You familiar with home care facilities, yeah?
Not much,
So
sir.
this is an alternative to that. Instead of them being sent to home care facilities, they would stay in their mansions or in their big houses, and then they would just hire you. So it can be specifically beneficial for seniors and individuals with disabilities who want to maintain their independence and quality of life while receiving assistance with daily tasks. That's true. Now, these are the things that you're gonna do. Screenshot this if you need it. Dressing and undressing. Ideally, women will be tasked or
We
given.
don't know how to dress it.
Say again? You see my screen? Yes.
Yes.
So ideally, women will be assigned to women, but on occasion or mostly actually they'll be also be assigned to men, like men patients, but men would actually be considered to take care of men patients. Okay, women can do both. Men ideally could be for men. Preparing the service user of daycare or trips out. Yes, but of course, the details of your patient will be given by your doctor or your nurse. Washing, bathing, showering, shaving, grooming, cleaning teeth. So this will be your tasks. Hair care, washing or brushing, nail, filing only. I'm quite not sure why cutting is not included here, but you know how to file your nails, yeah? To make sure
Yes.
that you won't scratch your skin or it won't be sharp. Toileting and all aspect of personal hygiene. Yes, that's true. That will be part of your task. Continence management. Let me make sure that everyone understand the meaning of continence management. when we say you are, wait, let me just admit some people waiting in the, all right. Continence care refers to all areas of support required to meet a needs of person experiencing incontinence. It covers assessment, physical support, advice, and access to appropriate equipment and supplies such as incontinence pads, catheters, stoma bags, and convenes modes. So that means if the patient is no longer able to
Wake up.
yeah, piss by himself or poop by himself,
It's
you
already
need,
bedridden.
yes, bedridden, that those will be your task. I need you to set your expectations that that will be part of your task.
Yes,
Care
sir.
of pressure sore under appropriate nursing supervision. If your patient is bedridden,
Bedridden.
he is prone for bed sores.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, of course, if you're just lying down, you could get bed sores, and you have to make sure that that will not get worse. So you will apply some medication. That's also part of your task. Care of pressure, yeah, getting in and out of bed. So there will be some patients that are still mobile. You need to transfer. Do you remember your bed transfer?
Yes, from bed transfer
Yes.
to wheelchair.
Wheelchair, yes. Assisting with use of aids of daily living, rehabilitation aids or required. So there will be some instances that your patients might need actually a foot massage to, you know, probably relieve their nerves. That could be
Yeah,
part of it.
like massage therapy, sir.
Yeah, but not completely as the massage, the usual
Yes.
relaxation, but this is
Yeah.
more on the therapy. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
Assisting with the, helping with rehabilitation programs as prescribed by healthcare professionals. There will be some assistance from the nurse or doctor. Day and evening night sitting services as required. That's true. So
Yes.
that will be part of your task. So since you will be living with your patient, you have to somehow be available. Angus, you okay?
Right. Yeah, look, I'm nearly here. 1 second.
All right, sure.
Wow. Guys, I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay.
Right. Oh, it's lovely to see
Let me
you. Right.
make you a host in this.
Yeah, let me get
We're
so,
full pack. We have a total of 30 participants that include us. Yeah. So
okay.
Angus is in, where are you now? Are you in the US or London?
No, I'm in the UK. I'm in the UK.
The UK.
UK.
And
Oh.
I live in the I live on the south coast, which is around Southampton or Bournemouth or New Forest.
Yep. I think I showed them the
So it's a
map.
really nice. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, I can't see. Yeah, that looks like Ringwood High Street. That's London. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. This is good. Yeah. So where it says Bournemouth, you had it then.
How are you, sir? How's everything?
Hello. Nice to see you all. How are you? Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Where it says Bournemouth.
Yes, everything is good.
Yeah. This is where
Everything is
Bournemouth,
good, sir. How are
Boston
you, sir?
Christchurch. Yeah. This is the area that I live in, and it's all on the south. Yeah, it's really nice. So, okay. All right, Joe, you've been holding the fort. Okay, what do we need to talk about? Do we just want to ask questions? Or
You
shall I
can
actually tell you what
you
it's
can
all
go
about?
over. I was just describing their job description. I haven't gone to the requirements, but I have already give them what's on the website.
Okay, lovely. All right. Well, the website is basically really informative, and it will have everything on there that you need. So everything we're going to talk about is on the website, and it's basically under recruitment, and then you've got non-UK residents and you've got UK residents. So if you look at the non-UK residents, then it will tell you. So the caregiving is basically we look after old people. So it's sort of all of the stuff that all the end of life stuff. So and it's just helping somebody get through the day. So if they need to be dressed in the morning, they need to be washed and bathed. And if you need to help feed them, then it's just looking after somebody when they can't look after themselves. It's exactly the same as when a baby is born, the baby can't do anything for themselves. And at end of life, then we revert back to being a big baby, basically. So at this point, this is where we need a caregiver to share our lives with us and to make life better for us. So the difference here is that in the UK, and you may have heard, we have nursing homes and we have care homes. Now these are basically the same thing, but they are maybe two different levels, if you like. But what we're actually offering our clients is for a caregiver, yourself, to live in their house. And if you live in their house with them, that means that you're there 7 nights a week. You still get time to yourself and time off, but you're there to share their lives. And most of our old people are predominantly just lonely. So they just need company. We have a different family nucleus, they call it, to a lot of you guys in the Philippines, where and around Dubai, etc. Where the family is, you will have the grandparents, and the parents sort of look after the grandchildren, and the parents of the children will go to work. They're the income. Now that means that you've got quite a big family living in one house. In the UK, it's different. We basically raise our children. They get married. They go and buy their own house, and then they sort of that's then they have their own family, and they don't actually come back. Don't get me wrong; they come back and visit. It's always nice, but but they don't come back to live with us. So at this point, you end up with an old person, especially if there was a couple, and then maybe one has already passed away. Then you end up with just one person living on their own, and loneliness is a strange thing. It's people deteriorate very quickly, and when they can no longer do things for themselves, cook and clean, and like I say, just get through life. At that point, then the family will ask for help, and don't get me wrong, we work in the private sector, so it's a paid service. So they will contact us, and we will put the right person, the right carer, the right caregiver in with the right person, and you basically you get to live with them and share their life, and it's you have to remember it's it's their home that you're living in, but it's your workplace. So we have to have a professional element. And what that means is little things like every 30 days, we like people to move around. So we like you to move to a new client after 30 days. Don't get me wrong, there's always exceptions. When somebody's got dementia, sometimes it's not good to change the caregiver. But as long as things remain professional, and the relationship remains correct, then we can keep things in place. So anyway, we're offering a 2-year contract. So you come to the UK for 2 years. If you'd like to stay longer, you can do so. And yeah, all of the money that you earn, then you keep, because the only thing you have to pay for is a mobile phone. So so in effect, you know, if you're going to earn and keep 100,000 pesos a month, what's important to me, I'd like to talk about money for a moment. What's important to me is that you have to benefit from this. So, for example, if you were to send 35,000 pesos home to your parents for your family to live on, that's more than enough from any one person. And if you were to save 35,000 yourself and live on the other 35,000, that's as much as any UK person gets to live on as spending money. But if you can save that 35,000 every month, in 2 years, that's 1 million pesos. And that 1 million pesos, as you all know, will buy you a house in a province. So we're talking about life-changing opportunities here. So life-changing for you. But like I say, the reason why you don't pay any accommodation or any food is because you actually live with the carer, you live with the client. So, but I'm your employer, so I pay your wage. So if we haven't got a client for you, then you just stay in what we call a training house until we find you a client, but you still get paid. So when you come and work for Duty Care, that's you paid every month for 2 years. So,
Okay.
all right, is there, while you've got me, and like I say, I'm English, I live in the UK, I do have, I do spend time in Dubai, I have residency there, and I also spend time in the Philippines as well. So, and Thailand and different places. So I'm a very well-travelled person. But anyway, is there any questions? Anything you'd like to know? Joel?
Yes.
Joel,
Yeah. Tell me.
Can you go to the bottom of the page that you're on and
Sure,
find
I'll
the
do that.
orientation, please?
Okay. Cool. Second.
Cool.
Same page, right?
Yeah, it's on the same page. It's just right at the bottom. It says orientation. So it's oh,
Non-UK orientation. Should I click on it?
perfect. Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Okay. So just to give you a little idea for everybody, this is England. So now we have a few customs you already know about. So let's start off. At the top left, you have Buckingham Palace.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
where the King of that's right.
Mhm.
That's where the King of England lives. Obviously, we used to have a Queen, as you know, she passed away last year, and her son has taken over the job, and he's now the King of England, King Charles. Okay, now the next picture down is actually of the Tower of London. Now, the Tower of London has got great history, and in fact, the guy here dressed in the red on the left-hand side, he's what's known as a beefeater, and the beefeaters work at the Tower of London. And in the Tower of London is the crown jewels, and that's where they all of the crown jewels over the years are protected there. And the Beefeater are the oldest military organisation in history. So okay, the next picture down is of our Parliament. It's where the government works. This is all in London, and then of course you have a famous picture there of the Tower of London. Okay, so in the middle, you've got a train, which is what we have in the underground in London. But we have trains like that all over the country. I'm sure most of you have seen Harry Potter. So the film Harry Potter has got the black taxi in it, which is just like an Uber or a normal taxi. You've seen the bus, the big red bus before. We call it a double-decker bus. which is the same as your jeepneys. Okay, let's talk about food for a minute. So our favourite food is actually Indian curry, but the other food we like is fish and chips, which are very unhealthy and make you fat. The next thing down the bottom on the right-hand side, you've got the English breakfast. Now that's world famous, so everybody knows about the English breakfast. And the other one we have is in the afternoon we like to have tea. So we have a cup of tea and we have what we call cream teas. So that's a little cream cake and maybe some cucumber sandwiches. So all of these make you fat. So you'll be as fat as an Englishman by the time that you finish this. So all right, can you move to the second page, please, Joel? Look at this. This is the work. You're basically looking after old people. And like I say, you live in their house with them, you share their lives, but it's their home, but it's your workplace. So there has to be a very professional element to this. But I can't tell you the difference that this makes to these people. Having somebody to share their lives, these people, they really improve. If they're well fed and they sleep better, they know that they're not alone. We've got one lady, don't get me wrong, it's a new company and we've predominantly got a couple of clients at the moment, but we've got one lady, she's very active, and she still likes to walk 2 or 3 miles a day. But her problem is she's not very good on her feet, so she falls over. But I'll tell you what, since we've had a caregiver living with her, they now get on the bus, they go into Bournemouth, they have days out, she eats better, she sleeps better because she's more energetic, she's safer, she's happier, and they're even baking cakes together. So yeah, these guys are having a great time, and they're just loving the job, and they're loving the support they're getting. So it's really nice when you can do something that's good for people. Okay, Joel, can you move to the next one, please? Okay, this is about the money again, and I can't emphasize this enough. The problem that I've witnessed, in particular, when you're sending money home, you're going to work for a reason. You're sending money home to support the family. But if you don't get to keep something for yourself, in 2 years' time, you send all your money home, your job finishes, you go home, the family are all looking good, they've all got new trainers, nice clothes, some of them are better educated now, but they're all still stood there with their hand out. And all of this adds pressure to you. Now, if you go home and you've got 1 million pesos in your pocket and you can buy that house, then that's in your name. Then it's been worth your while going abroad. Okay? Because not everybody's strong enough to do this. What you're doing, you are incredible people. Incredible people. And you're supporting your family and you're doing what's correct. But like I say, it's important you have something for you out of it. So I can't force you to do this saving plan because it's your money, it's your rights. Okay? I can only influence, I can only suggest. But like I say, if you save your money and you're saving the same amount of money that you're passing on to your family, which is quite fair, then yeah, like I say, everybody wins. And what's important to me is that you win. So, okay, Joe, you do the last slide, please. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the visa application. So, yes, you will need a care certificate. We will provide you, we are the sponsor, so we will provide you with your visa to travel. You will need, you will also, so you need a care certificate. You will need to do your IELTS, your English test exam. Now, it's important that you reach level 4 with this, and there's 4 sections, and you've got to get 4 as a pass for each section. So there is on the website, there is a little test you could do to see if you're already good enough, and it's a free test. So there's free practice on there. So it's very important that you all have a look at this and try this. Okay, obviously there'll be police checks. There'll be one in the UK, one in Dubai, and one in the Philippines as well. And within reason, that's about it, really. So, yeah, if you provide us with all of that, then there's a job here waiting for you. No problem.
We're doing the review here at the Global Torch and Torch Institute. A matter of fact, the first batch, the 8 successful candidates, 4 of them are my students.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Look at you. Yeah, so this is all good news. Anyway, look, what's important now, and it's really important, is that you ask questions. And don't be embarrassed. It doesn't matter how silly the question is, but please ask questions. So what would you like to know?
Let me start first, Angus. I have collected some questions from our applicants, and some of their questions would be the interview. How long will be the interview? And like will there be like level 1, level 2? Will be like an introduction interview, psychological interview, final interview? How will be the process for the interview?
All right. Okay, predominantly there's one interview. There's a young lady. We're controlled by what they call CQC, which is the Care Quality Commission. So very simply, we have to have what they call a registered manager. So Jill is our registered manager. She's a lovely, lovely lady, and she's the one who looks after the clients, and she's the one who interviews the caregivers to make sure that you've got a little bit of experience and the right qualification, and that your mind's in the correct place over this. So Jill is the person who does the interview. Predominantly, there's enough work in the UK for everybody. So it's just a case of you having the correct qualification, a little bit of work experience. We only need you to have, you know, when you was at, well, maybe when you was at school, you did a week or 2 weeks work experience, just anywhere in a factory or whatever, just to gain experience. Now, with caregiving, we just need you to have about 1 or 2 weeks worth of bedside care experience. So if you've done a bit of work experience in a care home or in a hospital, or you might have a personal story to tell us about a family member that you cared for at end of life. So as long as you've got some experience of caring for somebody, washing, bathing, dressing somebody, you can share that story with Jill, and she'll let you know whether you got the right made of the right stuff for us. So predominantly there's one interview, and then it's just a case of getting the timing right so that we bring you over at the right time.
Another question, Angus, is if they fail the first interview, can they redo?
Yeah, of course. There would be. You wouldn't necessarily fail the first interview. That may be the wrong choice of word. It may be that you haven't got the correct qualification. So we can then say, okay, if you go and get that qualification, then come back to us. Or you haven't got the right experience. You may need to go and do a 2 weeks work experience. This is where Joel is very useful and helpful in this area. So it may be that you can do 2 weeks work experience, and then you get a nice little letter of recommendation from them, and that will do. So yeah, you can be interviewed. You can apply for the job more than once.
Okay, fantastic. Any more questions, guys? Please, Halima, I believe you have a lot of questions. Go ahead.
Okay. Go on. Hang on.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes. Hello.
Hi, sir. Hi,
Hi.
sir. I would like to ask
Jael
you,
Sumbero, please go ahead.
Yes.
like for me, like for example, I don't have formal experience for caregiver, but my work as an electrologist, like sometimes we do have client like old client, they come to us and do electrologist. So I'm alone in the room assisting them. They're already in the wheelchair. I transfer them on the bed. I do electrolysis with them like this. That would be
Yes.
work, or I still need to go for like 2 hours, like 2 weeks training.
Well, I would personally, I would say that you're already you've already got the experience, but it's not actually my decision. This is down to Jill. So if Jill believes that that work is compatible with the caregiving work, then that will be fine.
Yeah,
But you
because
do need you will need okay, Joel runs a caregiving course at his college. But there's also if you do need a caregiving certificate. So which you can also do online, but it's but Joel is the main person for that really.
Angus, I think to answer that, given I have explained this earlier, these are the tasks. So you have to be familiar in doing this task to other who might need it, people with determination, dressing and undressing, preparing for service for daycare or trips out, washing, bathing, so on. We will be sending this to your emails. That's the reason why I asked you to write down your email. But yes, this will be your task. Meaning,
Yes.
if your experience does not match this somehow, at least some of this would make Jill think that you are qualified for the job. Correct? Am I correct, Angus?
Yeah, 100%. So basically, it's not an official caregiving certification. Is either about experience or about actually doing the course. And if there's one thing that you're missing, then we can train you on that when you arrive. It's no problem. So in effect, with a caregiving course, there's 15 sections, and if you've done most of them in your daily life, then it's fine.
Yeah.
So it'd be no problem.
Thank you very much for the answer.
That's
Any
okay.
more questions, please?
Yeah, everyone keep on coming.
Can I ask questions?
Go ahead, please, honey.
Yeah. Sir, because I want to answer question because I worked before in 15 years. Caregiver, I was taking care of elder. It's almost 15 years. I gave injection, sanction, everything in monitoring of the oxygen, everything, giving back everything. But this work don't give certificate to being a caregiver. It's work or no, sir, if I get up this job.
Okay.
Honey, I think with that, I can help you. So
Yes.
message me because it's a requirement. You need to prove that you qualify, and it's written on the requirements. If you cannot show something, there's no proof that you can do those things. It's a requirement that you have a certification.
Yes, sir.
So, Joel is the person for that. He'll train you up on that and let you know the best way to approach it. So but yes, you do need, because you're coming into, because we've got to get you a UK visa, then we have to qualify. We have to tick all of the boxes for the visa, and one of them is that you have to have a care certificate. So you have to be trained. So and that way, if you've got the qualification, then you can come in, no problem. Okay. All right.
Yes. Hello, sir.
Okay.
Good evening.
Hello. Yes.
Yes,
Hi.
sir. Sir, actually, I am a nursing assistant graduate from Global
I
Sports.
want to save you.
Okay.
So,
I only mail
only
email.
required for caregivers from the UK, or you need also for the nursing assistants as well? So can I take and undergo for caregiving course also, or I will need to make an internship or any experience course to
Okay.
apply? Okay.
So the nursing qualification you have already makes you qualified as a caregiver, I believe. And very simply, as we meet different clients, then we have different requirements, and some of them are more medically dependent than others. So the answer is yes. If you were to come over as a caregiver within a very short period of time, you will have maybe a bigger choice of clients because of your experience and skill.
Thank you very
If that
much.
makes sense.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you
So
very
that's
much.
okay.
that means even you're a graduate of nursing assistant, you're also qualified to
Yes.
apply, so long as the task that was listed that you're gonna do to work in the UK is something that you that is part of your skills.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
No, that's cool. No, thank you for the question.
Go on, please. Any more questions?
Hi, sir. Good evening. I have a question. Yes, sir. Actually, I'm working with the home healthcare right now. So the problem is my status in my visa is assistant for telecom assistant. So does that will really matter if I want to apply?
No, if you have on your on the present visa that you have in Dubai, then no, it makes no difference at all. All that matters is that you have a caregiving certificate to then leave Dubai and come to the UK. You do need to be out of any contract that you're involved with in Dubai. They're very funny about that because when you go to leave and you cancel your residency in the UAE, at that point, then all contracts must be closed down and finished. So yeah, that's how it works. So, but it's easy enough to do. It's it's no problem at all.
Okay, sir.
That's
I mean,
right.
Angus, you mean the applicant should before the applicant leave, he or she has to finish the contract or end the contract. Is that correct?
Well, if you're under contract to somebody in the UAE, for example, in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi, so if you're under a work contract and you've got another 6 months to run on that, then you either need permission to leave or you need to finish your contract first. So it's at the end of the day, we don't like it if somebody leaves before the end of their 2-year contract. It happens; it's no problem. But it's but in the UAE, they're very particular about this, so that if you're in a contract, then that contract you must have permission to leave, or you must finish the contract before you move abroad again. Yeah, but that's pretty standard for all UAE residents.
Sir, can I have a question?
Yeah, that's okay. Go on.
Yes. Sir, for example, hopefully, if we hired and we have to process all the visa, it have a time frame for that one, or you need to be, for example, you have it to go to UK to make, for example, the application is already done and everything is okay. You should have to go have time frame like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months or above, or you want to have to time frame for the travel to go UK.
Okay. All right. If I've understood the question correctly, so very simply, at the point that you come to the UK and we buy you an airline ticket because we pay for that, at that point there would already be a job ready for you. And for the first 4 weeks, we put you into a what we call a training house. And that's a residential house where you would live with maybe 3 other caregivers. And this is how you adapt and you learn the English way of life. because as you know, everybody does things a little bit different around the world. And at that point, a normal caregiver who's with a client will get 2 hours per day off for themselves, and once a week they get a day off. So what we would do is you would step in for that one day and replace the caregiver in that house for one day. And that way you get to understand and you get to see quite a few clients, and you get to see different houses and how people live, what the demands are. So within that 4 weeks, we continually train you, and you help out run the company and help out with the other caregivers. So so at the point that you actually get offered the job and we buy you a plane ticket, you get your visa, then that's basically you're coming to the UK and you're ready to start work. And that's on a 2-year contract, and you're paid every month by us for that work.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
My name is Halima, and good afternoon.
Hello.
Actually, sir, I wanted to ask, I have actually a lot of questions, but I
Go on.
wanted to
It's
ask,
okay.
am I gonna get a salary weekly or it's gonna be monthly? This is my first question.
Okay, you're right. So, okay, we the salary is traditionally monthly.
Okay,
Okay.
and thank you, sir. And also, I want to ask about once I get my day off, am I gonna stay like I will hang out, of course, and then I have to go back to the family's house again, or I'm gonna stay in the training area, like
Okay, so
the
a very
company
good
that I'm
question.
working in?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, in theory, you stay with the family, or with not the family, usually the person, because it tends to be one person you live with, one or two.
Yes.
It's not like in Dubai where you're moving into a family where there's 6 or 8 people living there. This is usually you're in an apartment with one person, maybe 2 people. Okay, so yes, your day off, you will spend 7 nights a week in that apartment. So that's where you return to, and your day off will predominantly be like 10 hours during the day. So that's when you have a day off. You go out, you do your shopping, whatever you want to do, and spend your time, see some friends, and somebody else will look after your client for those 10 hours. But that's in effect, that's your day off. So, when you're looking at this job, it's a living position. You're living with the client 7 days a week, and you get 2 hours off a day to yourself to go out. And if you sort of diet, then I recommend you go for a long walk or a little run, and keep yourself fit. And apart from that, then once a week you get 10 hours off for a day off.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
That's right. You have more questions. So go on. What other questions would you think of?
I'll let them ask you first. That's fine.
Okay. All right. No problem. Okay. Go on. While you've got an Englishman, ask the questions. I'm like I say, I'm here to talk. Go on, what would you like? Yes.
Regarding to the salary, 100,000 pesos, that would be the net salary, or there will be deduction like taxes and all.
Oh, okay. That's a very good question. Okay, the 100,000 pesos that we talk about is after deductions. Okay, now
after deductions. Okay. So that's like 6,000, 6,600 dirhams.
Okay. All right. So what you've got to think about is in the UK, you've got to remember we're one of the 5th richest countries in the world. But as a result, we all have to pay tax. So if you live and work here, then you will pay the same taxes that we do. So you lose about 25%, maybe 30% of your salary goes in taxes and deductions. So there's 2 things. There's a tax and there's what we call national insurance. And the national insurance is for the NHS. So the minute that you arrive, you will be given free healthcare.
Oh, that's good.
But that healthcare is paid for by every single working person, including you. So approximately 10% of your wage goes towards that healthcare. So, but the money that we're referring, that 100,000 peso, or in English, sterling, it's about £1,800. All of that money is yours. The only thing that you will be asked to pay for is a mobile phone. And the rest of it is yours. And if you divide that into 3, you send 1/3 of it home, 600, and you spend 600 for yourself, which is as much as any Englishman gets to spend in a month. Okay, the average working person. Then you get to save 600 because there's no accommodation cost, there's no food cost. So then you can go home in 2 years with £1 million pesos to buy a property. And that's what I wish for you. All right. So any other questions?
I have a question. Hi, sir.
Yes.
I have a question. But if ever that you're required to work on your day off, they will pay your extra, or it's like as is what you get.
Okay. No, what tends to happen, and these things do happen,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
may be that you're asked to work. I mean, Joel's doing his washing up. So the every now and again, yeah, it may be that you have to work 3 or 4 weeks without a day off, and all that will happen is that you will build up your day off, so that you will then get 4 or 5 days off all at one time. Okay, so it's something, and also because with different clients, we don't know every day may not be the regular, the same day every week. So when you work for duty care, you only work for duty care. There's no room for a second job. There's no room, that day off is very important for your own mental health. Now, when you're looking after somebody with dementia and mental health issues, then it's very important that you keep your own mind straight. So you won't get paid overtime. You just get paid off. You get an extra day off later in the next month.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Can I ask a question again, sir? Sorry, I have so many questions.
Please ask, please.
After how many, after 1 year, do we have annual leave also to go home in Philippines that would paid, or it's our own expense?
Okay, right. So there's 2 questions in there. Okay, so one of them is first one is, do you get holiday time off? And the answer is yes, you do. So each year within your paid package, your salary, you will get a 1 month of holiday. So you get, I think it's about 25 days. And those 25 days, you're free to do anything you like. Okay. And you will be paid. So you have paid holiday. Now, with regards to the flight from the Dubai or the Philippines to the UK and a return flight, we buy 1 return ticket. So that flight, that's at the start of the 2-year contract and at the end. So after 1 year, if you want to go home for 1 month, then you buy your own airline ticket. But you will be paid for that month, and obviously there's a job waiting for you when you return, because you're on a 2-year contract.
So, sir, so we are
Yes.
entitled only for the free ticket going home after 2 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the start and the finish of the contract.
So it's if ever we want to come back again, it's like a return and comeback ticket, right?
Yeah, you just buy your own ticket. Yeah, it's fine. Yes. Like anybody going on holiday, you buy your own ticket. Yes.
No, it's not a free ticket from the company.
Well, it's a free ticket from the company at the start and the finish of the contract, the 2-year contract.
Oh, okay.
But if you want to go home and visit family after 1 year, then that's your ticket. Your
It's
holiday.
ours. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
But after 2 years, we can. The company will be the one who will provide.
Oh, the company will buy you a ticket to go home after 2 years. Yes.
Okay.
And then if you want to come back and do another 2-year contract, we will buy you another return ticket. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Because we hope, although we're offering a 2-year contract for the sake of the visa, we hope everybody will stay with us for 4 years or longer.
Hopefully, sir. Hopefully.
Hopefully. Well, it's not only that. I had one young lady, and she wanted to work for 8 years because she wants to buy 4 properties, and she wants to rent 3 properties out and live in one, and then she would never have to work again. And that's a nice plan, a nice thought, isn't it?
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Go on,
please.
Jacqueline. Ask away.
Sir, for example, hopefully, the candidate was selected, and the offer letter or the agreement is they send it here, or we will we will make it there for the agreement for the offer letter. It's meant to say that.
All right. Now you'll receive all of the paperwork you receive is first of all, it's usually embassy approved. Okay, but all of the paperwork you will receive where you are, so you will know everything that you're walking into before you get on the aeroplane. So there'll be no surprises. There'll be no new contract to sign when you arrive. Everything that you will receive before you come to the UK, and like I say, and there's no changes. You know, UK law is UK law. If the law changes about employment, then that affects all of us, not just one person. But you won't be asked to sign a different contract when you arrive. We're very aware that there's a lot of bad practice within this area, and I want to be the best employer in the world. So we will be the most open and the most honest, and we will look after you better than anybody else will ever look after you.
Thank you very much for that wonderful information, sir. Thank you so
That's right.
much.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
I have
It's
a
important to
question,
me.
sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir,
I'm
Go
all
ahead.
yours.
Yes.
Yes, I
Okay,
have a
sir.
question.
I want to ask if you hire male applicant also, or is meant for only female? That's my first question.
Okay. Right. Yes.
I
male.
also
Male.
graduated from. Okay.
You've got male and female are more than welcome. No problem. Go on. What's the next
Hello.
question?
I graduated from Global Touch as nursing assistant, sir, without prior working experience. I'm currently working in Dubai as a sales officer. So I didn't have prior experience in nursing assistance or caregiving. But I graduated from Global Touch last year.
Okay.
So I want to ask if I've also qualified based on that. Though I've been hearing what you have been saying before, that the certificate is a must, which I have already, but I didn't have experience yet.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Right. So very simply, if you talk to Joel afterwards, Joel Joel will check your certification, and also he will help you get the work experience that you need. And at that point, also for everybody, eventually, once you've got all your qualifications, you then come on and you start to register with us, and you go to something called Borderless. And on Borderless, they will then check up. This is the visa company, and they will check all your certification. So, yeah, but Joel is the right person to talk to first of all about this.
Well, we accept male applicants, right? Just to
yeah, definitely, 100%, 100%. It's now don't get me wrong. This is you're quite right. It's a female-dominated area business, but that does not mean that it is not open to male. So very simply, and if anything, I would encourage it. So there's yeah, it's very important. On the other extreme, you all also know, especially living in the UAE, if you're working with Muslims, then it's only a male that is allowed to work with a male. So, you know, because you're not allowed to work with females. So, as a client. So, so if you think of it like that, then yeah, we're you know, we embrace every nationality and every religion, and we do our best to accommodate for everybody. So you are more than welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Sir, can I ask last two questions?
Yes, of course, please.
Actually, I wanted to ask, of course, I have my annual leave. So what if I want to work in my annual leave, like it's gonna be extra work. So am I gonna be paid more than my normal salary, or it's gonna be the same?
Oh, look at you. Right. Okay. Okay.
Trying to earn money,
So,
easy.
I know,
Fast.
but Joe, what she's asking for is if she works in a holiday, can she have time and a half? Okay.
Wants to earn money fast.
Yeah, right. Okay. No, the answer's no. So, no, it's possible that there's extra work during your holiday if you wanted to do that. But I've got to be honest, we really discourage it, because if you've got a holiday, trust me, you've earned it and you really need to take it and go and see the family and relax and go and get some me time, go and see your boyfriend or get a boyfriend. You really need to have that time. Don't get me wrong, you're already going to be earning, because you're not paying for accommodation or food, you're already going to be earning more money than you've ever earned before. So you need a little bit of time off to go and spend some of it for yourself, please.
Yes, sir, I agree with you actually. And my last question is, am I gonna get more salary after the 2 years like contract? Like, let's say I'm gonna add 2 more years, like I want to work 2 more years with you. So of course the salary will be different, or
Okay.
Is there like an increment? Or yeah.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's all right,
you
Joel.
want an increment.
I understand when somebody's asking me for more money. It's okay, Joel. I've got this one. Right. Okay. Now, okay, I'll give you a little teaser here. So first of all, after 2 years, and you come back and do a second year another 2-year contract, yes, you will be paid more money. Okay. And more importantly, during those 2 years or during the 4 years, if you train yourself with our help, we will train you to be a care manager. So you hold a higher position within the company, then you will also receive more money for that. So when it comes to progressive career improvements, all of them are rewarded with money, and the answer is yes.
that's great. Thank you so much.
It's quite all right. You're very ambitious.
Hello,
Well
sir.
done.
Good evening.
Hello.
Can I ask question? I am Cheryl from Qatar. I would like to ask if what if after 2 years, sir, after the contract finish and then we will renew our contract, the salary will still be the same?
No, the salary will go up. The salary will improve. So it's yeah. At the end of the day, we have something in the UK, and anybody can have a look at this, and it's called the real living wage. So basically, this is you know, at the moment, apart from this business, which I have a partner in, this is a new business. I have a factory that produces food, and we have done for 25 years. And all of our staff on the real living wage in the UK, that tells me over the year what the cost of inflation is, what your energy bills are like, you know, the cost of living. So if that's gone up by 6%, then they recommend that I give my staff a 6% pay rise. And that is exactly what I do. So yes, although you're in a contract for 2 years, then when you come back for another 2-year contract, you will find that money is then applied and there will be more money for you. Yes. We have to excuse you a second.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, Cante Pelagi, what's your question?
Yes. Well, what would you like to know?
Sir Sir, what is the requirements or the qualification needed to apply for Canada UK?
Oh, can you speak up a little bit, just a little bit?
She's asking for the requirements.
The requirement, what, for the visa in the UK?
For example, like we need to undergo the IELTS.
Yes. And Joel, you're quite right. Yeah, it's all on the website. So the answer is yes. You have to undergo the IELTS. Now also, it says here what it costs, but there's also a practice test on there as well. So go on now, do the practice test and see where you're at now, because there's 4 different levels and you have to get a score of 4 in each level. And that's basically listening, speaking, reading and writing. Now, obviously you have an interview, you have the police clearance in 3 different countries, because you're from the Philippines, you work in Dubai, you live in Dubai, and you're going to come to the UK, but that's all okay. You have a little bit of care work experience, you have a care qualification and a passport, and that's it. So it's something, the rest of it is down to a job offer and being paid the correct amount of money to come into this country, and that correct amount of money is £25,600.
£25,000.
£600 per annum, per year.
Per year.
Yeah, before deductions. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I have already IELTS, but I have already expired already.
You have to take it
you need
again.
to take. Yeah, unfortunately, you have to take it again. It has to be valid.
Yeah,
It has to be in date and valid.
Diniscuss natin yan. All right,
Yes.
any more question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, I want to ask.
Go on, it's okay.
Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, go on.
Yes, I was saying that I graduated from the CNA Institute, and I wish to ask how many hours of experience or how many years of experience are we required to provide?
Oh, okay. Yes, that's a good question. So it's the question is predominantly how many years of experience do you need to become a care worker in the UK? Well, for duty care, you really only need about 2 weeks. So if you've got about 14 days of care, of bedside caregiving work, so that we know that you've done the worst part of the job, then that's good enough for us.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah,
And I
so
have another question. I wish to ask about okay. What about if I have a dependent? Is it possible to be with a dependent?
okay, hold on, Joel. It's getting a little bit noisy. There's too many people talking. So what was the question, please?
Sir, my question is, what if I have a dependent?
Okay. Right, I'm not getting the question. There's too much. There's a bit of feedback. I think there's two people in one room who both got the computer on. Can you ask the question again, please?
Okay, my question is, what if I have a dependent?
Ah, okay. Yes, no, I've got that one this time. Right, okay. It's very, and once again, a very, very good question. Okay, this job is for you. It's for one person. Okay, if you have a dependent that lives with you, you cannot take the dependent to work with you to live with a client, so they will not understand. Okay, now also I need to put out a little okay, this is a personal observation. Okay, in theory, you are entitled to bring family over on your visa. Now the thing is, you have to think very carefully about this, please, because if you've already proven that you're strong enough to move to another country and adapt and live, but if you think about the worst times or the low points in your life that you've done that in that other country, not all of your family members are going to be strong enough to handle that. So please be very, very careful of this. Now, also, the UK can be a very expensive place. I'll give you an idea. I've got a guy who works with me and he rents property. So he's in a rented house. His rented house costs him 100,000 pesos per month. Now, if that's your entire wage gone just on rent, how do you pay for your bills? How do you pay for the food? And unless these people that come over with you have got a job to come to, how are they going to contribute? Because your money is going to be gone like that. And so this is what is unique about duty care and you living with the client and not paying rent or food. Once you've been here a year or two, if you think that your family can come with you, then at least you understand the system over here. But the UK can be a very lonely and a very cruel place, especially for a foreign worker. So all I'm saying is, yes, I accept this happens. All I'm saying is, you're a strong person, but is your family, every family member, as strong as you? So just be very careful, please. Okay? But if you have a dependent living with you, then unless you've got family here who can take on that dependent, but usually you would send the dependent back to the Philippines to be schooled there, and then you go and work and send the money home. But no, you cannot bring a dependent here and take them to work with you. The same as you can't take your dependent to work with you where you are now. This is a live-in position, and you are living in the house with the client 7 days a week. So does that answer the question?
Sir, I have a question.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Quite okay, thank you. All right. Go on, young man, what would you like?
I have a question. How many interviews I'm going to take to get
How many?
interviews I will get?
Like how
Okay,
many interviews
well,
it has
I'm
to
going
go
to get,
through?
yeah.
yeah, predominantly you're going to get one interview. So there's one interview. Once you've got past all your qualifications, there's one interview with Jill, my registered manager, and she'll decide if you're right for us and if we're right for you. But it's a two-way street, yeah. So it's you know, so she'll make sure your qualifications are correct, and she'll make sure that you're right for us and we're right for you. So so yeah, it's predominantly one interview. But like I say, you have to go through the qualifications first.
Okay, thank you, sir.
That's okay. It's all right. There's no interview with the Home Office or the government. It's just one interview with us, and if you get the qualifications right, then we will make the application and we will apply for your visa. So we're the sponsor and the employer. So it's us that you'll be working for.
Sir,
Yes. Hello.
actually, I ask a lot of questions, but
No, it's good. We
I have
like
other
this.
question.
Yes.
It's actually about the accent. Like, let's say now I'm speaking the American accent, so of course you're speaking other accent. Is it gonna be fine to speak my accent? Yeah.
Okay, it's a very good question. Because like in every country, in the native language, as you go from the north to the south, then people speak with a different accent and a different twang and the odd different word. This is perfectly correct. Okay, your English, even though it is American English, you're quite correct. That's a very good observation. Is perfectly acceptable. It's no problem at all. And all that will happen is you will learn maybe more English as opposed to American English. So so yeah, it's fine. You're me and you can hold a conversation and we can understand each other. Or hopefully you can understand me.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
It's all right. Okay. You said you might have another question.
Sir,
Hello.
yes. Thank you. Actually, I'm done with my interview, though I didn't have a chance to attend the orientation before. So my question is, after delivering all the documents, how long will it take for me to travel?
Oh, okay. Right. The so you've already spoke to Jill, have you?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay.
I think
All
she's
right.
asking about the procedure, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Okay. All right. So the whole process, in theory, should take approximately 3 months. So from start to finish. So so the issuing of the visa and then the actual work placement and the airline ticket, it should all of this realistically should happen in approximately 3 months. Don't get me wrong, we have to have a client to place you with. Yeah, so we have to have the pipeline working correctly. At the moment, things are a little bit slow, but as soon as things pick up, then we're looking at sort of bringing over approximately 4 people every month. So so yeah, that's the model. That's how it should work. So because it's a new company, we're just getting there. We're still finding our feet a little bit, but it's fully expected that next year that's exactly how it will work. No problem.
All right. Thank you.
That's right. Okay. Any other questions? We're running out of questions. It's good. Like I say, you've got a unique opportunity. You're talking to an Englishman. I'm sat here in England at the moment, and I'm about to travel to Dubai next week, and then I'm going to the Philippines for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I'll be back in Dubai in the new year. So so yeah, I travel well. I travel a lot. I'm a lucky man, but if there's any questions you want to know about the UK, you've got an Englishman, so please ask.
All right. So Angus and I are gonna arrange the interviews. I'll talk to Jill so we can schedule everyone for their interviews. Write down your email on the chat box. So that's here. Let me do that again. Here, type email. I already sent you email for those who send in their emails earlier. So we can schedule your interviews within the week, right? Angus, you can we do the interviews within the week?
Well, certainly within 2 weeks. It's getting close to Christmas now, so it gets busy. But yes, we can.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
Even before Christmas at least. But yes.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right.
Cool.
Type in your email in the chat box so we can get your details for those for those who made it to this orientation.
Cool.
Okay. If you don't have any questions, you may all now enjoy the rest of your day.
The rest of your evening. It's only 3:30 in the afternoon here, so it's been really nice talking to you. Thank you very much.
All right. I'll see you, Angus, when you arrive.
I will. I'll talk to you next weekend.
Thank you so much, sir.
So much,
No
sir.
problem.
Good night.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. See you all soon.
This is
See you,
recorded, by the
sir.
way, Angus, so we would have reference for our meeting.
Yeah, no worries. All right, go on in.